What sets the top 1% of people apart from the rest? It's not luck. It's not a special talent. It's their mindset, the way they think, the way they handle challenges, and the way they push themselves to keep going even when things get tough. If you want to achieve your highest potential, you need to adopt a mindset that makes you resilient, focused, and unstoppable. In this video, we'll dive deep into what the 1% mindset really looks like and how you can apply it to your own life. It's not about avoiding obstacles. It's about using them as fuel for your growth. Are you ready to take your life to the next level? To rise above every challenge, push through your limits, and achieve things you never thought possible? Stick around and discover how you can unlock the power of the 1% mindset to transform your life. Number 1, build your vision with relentless determination and action. Most people spend their lives floating through the motions, not really deciding where they want to go. They don't take the time to think about what they truly want or what's worth fighting for. But the 1%, they don't live like that. They have a vision, and they act on it relentlessly every single day. This isn't just about setting a goal or dreaming of a better future. It's about committing to that vision and doing whatever it takes to turn it into reality. It's about not waiting for opportunities to come to you, but going out and creating them yourself. The first step in building your vision is understanding that nothing comes easily. No success, no matter how small, happens by chance. People don't just wake up one day and find themselves successful, wealthy, or living their dream life. It takes time, effort, and most importantly, action. You have to make the decision to build your vision from the ground up, piece by piece. The foundation has to be strong, and that foundation is built by daily discipline, focus, and determination. Every step you take toward that vision is important, no matter how small it may seem. Your vision needs to be clear. Without clarity, you won't know where to focus your energy. You need to know exactly what you want in life. What do you want to achieve? What kind of person do you want to be? What kind of life do you want to live? These are the questions that the 1% answer every day. They don't leave things to chance. They don't wake up unsure of what they want or how to get there. They know exactly what they want, and they are determined to do what it takes to get it. But here's the thing that most people don't realize. Determination alone isn't enough. It's not enough to just be passionate about something and hope it will happen. Determination must be coupled with relentless action. You have to back up your vision with work, with effort, and with focus. The 1% mindset isn't just about dreaming big. It's about turning those dreams into something tangible through daily action. Without action, your vision will remain just that, a dream. But when you take action, even when it's difficult, even when it's uncomfortable, you start to create momentum. Momentum is the key to achieving anything worthwhile. When you act on your vision, you begin to shape the life you want. Every small action you take brings you closer to the life you desire. It's about showing up, day after day, putting in the work, even when you don't feel like it, even when the results don't come as quickly as you hoped. The 1% don't get discouraged by slow progress. They don't quit when things get hard. They stay focused on their vision, knowing that every step, no matter how small, is a step towards success. It's not about doing things perfectly. In fact, perfection doesn't exist. The 1% don't wait for the perfect moment to act. They don't wait for everything to be aligned before they make a move. They act now, even when things aren't perfect, because they know that action, no matter how imperfect, is always better than inaction. They understand that in order to achieve their vision, they must constantly be moving forward, learning from mistakes, and adjusting along the way. The action they take doesn't have to be flawless, but it has to be consistent. Building your vision also requires resilience. There will be setbacks. There will be times when you feel like giving up. There will be obstacles that seem insurmountable. But this is where the 1% mindset truly separates itself from the rest. When others are ready to quit, the 1% keep going. They don't see failure as an end. They see it as a lesson, as an opportunity to grow stronger and smarter. Every obstacle they face is an opportunity to learn, to adapt, and to push forward even harder. They understand that success isn't a straight line. It's a series of ups and downs, but they keep moving forward regardless. The process of building your vision is never going to be easy. If it were, everyone would be successful. But the fact that it's hard is exactly what makes it worth it. The 1% understand that success requires sacrifice. It requires giving up instant gratification in exchange for long-term results. It means doing things others aren't willing to do, making choices others won't make, and working harder than everyone else. But they don't see it as a burden. They see it as a privilege. They understand that the hard work is what separates them from the crowd and brings them closer to their vision. As you build your vision, it's important to stay focused on the bigger picture. There will be distractions along the way. There will be times when you get off track, times when you doubt yourself, and times when you feel like throwing in the towel. But the 1% stay focused on their goal. They don't let temporary challenges derail their long-term vision. They keep their eyes on the prize and take things one step at a time, no matter how difficult it may seem. One of the biggest reasons people fail to build their vision is because they give up too soon. They get discouraged by the lack of immediate results and stop putting in the effort. They think success should come quickly, but it rarely does. Building something great takes time. It's like planting a seed. You don't plant a seed and expect to see a full-grown tree the next day. It takes time to grow, to nurture, and to tend to it. And in the same way, building your vision takes time. You can't rush it, and you can't expect overnight success. But as long as you keep moving forward, as long as you keep taking action, your vision will eventually become a reality. In order to build your vision, you have to believe in yourself. You have to trust that you are capable of achieving whatever you set your mind to. It's easy to doubt yourself when things get tough, but you can't let self-doubt control your actions. You must silence those negative thoughts and remind yourself that you are capable, that you are worthy, and that you are deserving of success. Your belief in yourself is the fuel that will keep you going when times get tough. It's what will push you to keep taking action, even when you don't feel like it. But most importantly, you have to stay committed. Commitment is what will carry you through the tough times. It's what will keep you going when the road gets rocky. You can't just work hard when it's convenient or when it's easy. You have to be committed to your vision, no matter what. When you're committed, you're in it for the long haul. You're not looking for shortcuts or quick fixes. You're willing to put in the time, the energy, and the effort it takes to build something meaningful. Building your vision isn't just about the destination. It's about who you become in the process. The person you are today is not the person who will achieve your vision. In order to get there, you have to evolve. You have to grow, learn, and develop into the person who is capable of handling the success you're working toward. This process of growth will be uncomfortable at times. It will push you out of your comfort zone, but it's that discomfort that will shape you into the person who can achieve their vision. The 1% don't just build a vision and wait for it to happen. They take action every day, relentlessly, without hesitation. They understand that success is the result of consistent, focused effort. They don't wait for the right moment. They create the moment through their actions. And that's what you need to do too. You need to take responsibility for your vision, for your future, and for your success. Don't wait for someone else to build it for you. Don't wait for the perfect time. Start now. Take action today, and keep taking action every day. Building your vision requires discipline. It requires showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's tough. But the rewards are worth it. The satisfaction of knowing that you took the time, the effort, and the action to build something that truly matters to you is priceless. That's the kind of fulfillment, the 1% experience. That's what makes all the hard work worth it. So build your vision, act on it, relentlessly, and never stop moving forward. Number 2, develop daily habits that drive you towards success. You can't expect to achieve the life you want without the daily discipline to back it up. When you look at the most successful people, there's one thing they all have in common. They didn't rely on motivation alone. They relied on habits that moved them forward, even when they didn't feel like it. Motivation is a fleeting thing, but habits are what get you through the day, the week, and the year. Success doesn't come from one massive effort that happens once in a while. It's about the small actions you take consistently. The 1% understand this better than anyone. They don't wait for the perfect moment. or for motivation to hit. They create momentum by sticking to routines, no matter how small they seem. It's the power of those daily habits that compounds over time, creating results that are bigger than any one single effort could produce. That's the kind of success they experience. Not luck, not chance, just the result of daily commitment to the habits that drive them forward. Building the right habits begins with understanding that every action you take today impacts your tomorrow. It's easy to get caught up in thinking that small things don't matter, but they do. Those small choices you make today, how you spend your time, how you treat your body, how you choose to think, all build up over time and influence your future. You can't afford to ignore the impact of today's decisions on your life down the road. The 1% don't just focus on the big things. They focus on the little things that add up. They make their decisions with the long term in mind, not just immediate gratification. They know that consistency is the key to creating long-lasting success. The first habit you need to develop is consistency. Consistency is the glue that holds everything together. Without it, you're just hoping for success to fall into your lap, and that's not how it works. You have to show up every single day, whether you feel like it or not. Some days will be harder than others. Some days you'll be exhausted or discouraged. But that's when consistency becomes even more important. It's easy to show up when you're feeling motivated. It's much harder to show up when you don't feel like it. But that's where the magic happens. That's where you build the discipline that carries you through tough times. The 1% show up every day because they know that if they don't, they'll fall behind. They know that success isn't a matter of what you do once in a while, but what you do every day. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. You don't have to do everything perfectly. It's about showing up, putting in the effort, and doing what you can, even when it's not perfect. The 1% aren't perfect. They make mistakes. They fail. But what sets them apart is their consistency. They keep going, learning, and improving. They know that perfection isn't the goal. Progress isn't progress, only happens when you make the effort consistently. The second habit is setting clear, actionable goals. Without a clear goal, you're just drifting. You don't have direction and you don't have focus. Success requires clear objectives. You need to know exactly what you want to achieve and break it down into smaller, actionable steps. A goal without a plan is just a wish. The 1% don't wish for success. They plan for it. They know exactly where they're headed and what they need to do to get there. Every action they take is intentional, working toward the fulfillment of a clear goal. They break down their long-term vision into daily steps and keep themselves accountable. But setting goals isn't just about what you want to achieve. It's about why you want to achieve it. Your goals need to have a deeper purpose, a reason that's bigger than just success or money. The 1% have a deeper drive. Their goals are tied to their values, their passions, and their mission. This is what fuels them when the going gets tough. They know their why, and that keeps them going, even when they face obstacles. When you know why you're doing something, the how becomes much easier to figure out. The 1% keep their purpose in mind, which is what propels them forward. The third habit is learning to prioritize your time. Time is your most valuable asset. And if you don't use it wisely, you'll never reach your potential. Successful people are masters at managing their time. They don't waste it on things that don't matter. They prioritize what's important and say no to distractions. The 1% understand that saying yes to everything means saying no to what truly matters. They protect their time with everything they've got. They guard their focus and make sure they're investing their time in the things that will bring them closer to their goals. Time management isn't about squeezing every minute of the day with work. It's about making sure your time is aligned with your goals. The 1% plan their day, every day, with intention. They know exactly what needs to be done and when it needs to be done. They don't waste time on unnecessary tasks or people. They stay focused on their priorities, knowing that if they waste time today, they're delaying their future success. But this doesn't mean you can't take breaks. You need time to recharge, to refresh. The 1% are mindful of this balance. They know that rest is just as important as work, because it ensures they can stay at their best. The fourth habit is taking care of your body. If you don't have your health, nothing else matters. The 1% understand this deeply. They don't neglect their physical well-being in pursuit of success. They understand that success requires energy, and energy comes from taking care of yourself. They work out regularly, eat healthy, and get enough sleep. They make their bodies a priority because they know that their bodies are the vessels that will carry them through the journey toward their goals. If you don't have the energy to show up and do the work, your chances of success are slim. But taking care of your body isn't just about physical health. It's about mental health as well. The 1% understand the connection between body and mind. They take time to meditate, to clear their minds, and to reduce stress. They don't just work hard. They also make sure they take time to recharge mentally and emotionally. This holistic approach to health is what keeps them performing at their highest level day in and day out. The fifth habit is learning to embrace discomfort. Success isn't comfortable. It's not about staying in your comfort zone. The 1% know that growth only happens outside of comfort. They seek discomfort because they know that's where the growth happens. When you're comfortable, you're not pushing yourself. You're not growing. But when you step outside your comfort zone, that's when you build new skills, new strengths, and new levels of success. The 1% don't fear discomfort. They welcome it because they know it's a sign of progress. They push through the pain, the uncertainty, and the fear, knowing that the other side is where the rewards lie. The sixth habit is maintaining a positive mindset. You can't succeed if you're constantly thinking negative thoughts. Your thoughts shape your reality. The 1% understand this better than anyone. They keep their minds positive and focused on solutions, not problems. When they face challenges, they don't dwell on how hard things are. They focus on what they can do to overcome the obstacle. They believe in themselves, their ability to figure things out, and their capacity to succeed. They don't let negativity or fear control them. They take control of their thoughts, knowing that their mindset is the foundation of their success. The seventh habit is learning from failure. Failure is part of the journey. The 1% don't fear failure because they understand that it's not the end. It's just feedback. When they fail, they learn from it. They analyze what went wrong and adjust their approach. They don't let failure define them. They use it as a tool to get better. The 1% understand that success isn't about avoiding failure. It's about learning how to handle it, how to bounce back, and how to keep moving forward. Building daily habits that drive you towards success is the key to achieving anything. Without the right habits, you're just hoping for success to happen. But with the right habits, success becomes inevitable. The 1% don't leave things to chance. They create their success by making the right choices every single day. They build their lives one habit at a time, one action at a time. And that's what makes all the difference. You have the power to build those same habits. Start today. Commit to developing the habits that will lead you towards success. Your future self will thank you. Number 3, focus on your growth with clear, actionable steps. Focusing on your growth is about taking deliberate, intentional steps toward becoming the best version of yourself. It's about creating a plan, committing to it, and executing with persistence, discipline, and focus. This isn't about waiting for opportunities to fall into your lap or hoping that success will just happen. It's about taking responsibility for your own progress, making decisions that move you forward, and putting in the effort each day to ensure that you are always advancing. The first step in focusing on your growth is to be clear about what you want. Without clarity, you're just wandering aimlessly, hoping to stumble upon something that makes sense. But growth requires direction. It requires knowing where you're going and why. So the first thing you must do is define your goals. Not just vague, wishful thinking kind of goals, but clear, actionable goals. The 1% aren't successful because they wish for success. They succeed because they know exactly what they want and have mapped out a way to get there. They don't just say, I want to be successful. They say, I want to build a business that impacts lives, or I want to lose 20 pounds in the next 3 months, or I want to become a better leader. These are specific, measurable, and actionable goals. Once you've got clear goals, the next step is to break them down into smaller, actionable steps. This is where most people go wrong. They think that just setting a goal is enough. But if you don't break that goal down into actionable steps, you'll get stuck. The journey from where you are to where you want to be can feel overwhelming. But when you break it down into smaller, manageable steps, it becomes much easier to handle. It's like building a house. You don't just throw everything together at once. You start with the foundation, then build the walls and then the roof. You focus on one thing at a time, making sure it's done right before moving on to the next task. This same principle applies to your goals. Focus on one step at a time. Focus on what you can do today that moves you closer to your goal, and then the next day, do the same thing. Another key to focusing on your growth is to be patient with the process. We live in a world where everyone wants instant results, but growth takes time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. The 1% understand that. They know that success doesn't happen overnight, and they're willing to put in the work day after day to see results. They know that every step, no matter how small, is progress. When they encounter setbacks or challenges, they don't get discouraged. Instead, they view those obstacles as opportunities to learn and grow. It's the people who give up after facing difficulty that fail. It's the ones who keep going, no matter how long it takes, who ultimately succeed. You must also stay focused on your mindset. Your mindset shapes your reality. If you don't believe that you can grow, you won't. But if you believe that every day is an opportunity to improve, that belief will drive you towards success. The 1% have a growth mindset. They believe that abilities can be developed with effort, learning, and persistence. They understand that failure isn't a reflection of who they are, but simply feedback that they can use to improve. And it's this mindset that propels them forward, even when things get tough. They're not afraid of failure because they know it's just a part of the journey. In addition to mindset, you need to develop discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Without discipline, all the motivation in the world won't get you anywhere. The 1% are disciplined. They do what needs to be done, even when they don't feel like it. They don't wait for the perfect moment, because they know that the perfect moment never comes. They create the momentum by showing up, day after day, and doing the work. Discipline is about committing to doing what's necessary, regardless of the circumstances. It's about doing the hard things now to reap the rewards later. And discipline is built by taking consistent action, over and over again. Another crucial part of focusing on your growth is time management. Time is the one thing that you can never get back. And once it's gone for good. The 1% are masters of time management because they know how valuable it is. They don't waste time on things that don't serve their goals. They prioritize what matters most and say no to distractions. They know that every minute they spend on something that doesn't align with their vision is a minute they'll never get back. To focus on your growth, you must become just as disciplined with your time as you are with your actions. You must protect your time fiercely, ensuring that you spend it on things that drive you toward your goals. Time management isn't just about scheduling. It's about making intentional choices about how you use each moment. As you progress, remember that it's essential to evaluate your progress regularly. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind and forget to take a step back to assess where you are. The 1% regularly evaluate their progress because they know that course correction is necessary for long-term success. They don't wait until they've reached the end of their journey to reflect on their progress. They reflect along the way, adjusting their actions as needed to stay on track. You must do the same. Take time each week or month to evaluate how far you've come. Celebrate the wins, but also identify areas for improvement. Adjust your plan if necessary, and keep moving forward. Don't be afraid to change course if something isn't working. Be flexible and willing to adapt, because the road to success isn't a straight line. Focusing on your growth also requires you to seek feedback. Feedback is one of the most powerful tools for growth. It allows you to see yourself from a different perspective and provides insights into areas you may not have noticed on your own. The 1% actively seek feedback because they understand that it helps them improve. They ask for feedback from mentors, peers, and even people who challenge them. They don't take feedback personally. They see it as an opportunity to get better. If you want to grow, you must be open to feedback. You must be willing to listen to others and learn from them. It's a sign of strength, not weakness, to seek feedback and use it to improve. One final point is that focusing on your growth means surrounding yourself with the right people. You can't grow alone. The people you surround yourself with influence your mindset, your energy, and your actions. The 1% understand this, which is why they surround themselves with people who support their vision, challenge them to be better, and hold them accountable. If you want to grow, you must seek out people who will push you, inspire you, and help you become better. Your circle can either lift you up or hold you back. Choose wisely. The journey of focusing on your growth is a lifelong one. It doesn't end when you reach one goal, because once you accomplish one thing, you set your sights on the next. But with each step, with each goal you achieve, you grow stronger, more capable, and more focused. The 1% live by this principle every day, and it's what allows them to continue climbing, achieving, and evolving. If you want to focus on your growth, you must commit to the process. It's about taking those clear, actionable steps every day, learning from every experience, and staying committed to becoming the best version of yourself. Growth is a choice, and it's one that you have to make every single day. The time to start is now. Number 4. Invest in your dreams by taking bold actions. Investing in your dreams is not just about saving money, making a few decisions, or hoping for the best. It's about committing every part of who you are to the pursuit of something that you believe is possible. It's about taking bold, calculated actions, even when fear tries to hold you back. Most people talk about their dreams, but few are willing to put in the necessary effort to make them a reality. Dreams don't work unless you do. To invest in your dreams means to take ownership of them and treat them with the same seriousness and urgency that you would treat any investment in your life. First, let's talk about what it truly means to invest in something. When you invest in something, you put something of value into it with the hope that you'll get something greater in return. You don't just put your money into a stock and hope it will rise in value. You watch it, research it, and sometimes you make sacrifices to ensure it grows. The same principle applies to your dreams. If you want your dreams to grow and manifest into reality, you need to invest your time, energy, resources, and focus into them consistently. Dreams don't grow in a vacuum. They require you to put in the work, to invest your energy into them every single day. Bold action is the foundation of any investment. Without bold action, all the planning, dreaming, and thinking in the world won't get you anywhere. Bold actions are the kind of decisions that force you to step out of your comfort zone. They make you confront your fears, challenge your limits, and defy the odds. If you want to build something extraordinary, you cannot settle for small, safe steps. You must take big leaps, even if it feels uncomfortable or uncertain. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. It happens when you push yourself to the edge of your potential and then take that extra step beyond. When you take bold action, you're saying to the world, I believe in this. I believe in myself. You show up in ways that others won't, and that's what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who only talk about them. People who invest in their dreams understand that success doesn't come from a place of passivity. It's not about waiting for things to fall into place. It's about stepping into the unknown, trusting that every decision you make is moving you closer to your goal, even if the results aren't immediately apparent. Investing in your dreams also requires sacrifice. We often think of investment as a one-time event, but it's an ongoing process. To truly commit to your dreams, you have to give up something. This could mean giving up your time, your comfort, or even relationships that are holding you back. Sacrifice is about making tough decisions now for the sake of your future. When you invest in your dreams, you may need to put off instant gratification. You may need to make short-term sacrifices to achieve long-term success. But those sacrifices are part of the price of greatness. They are the price of achieving something that is truly extraordinary. One of the biggest obstacles to investing in your dreams is fear. Fear holds more people back than anything else. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of rejection. Fear can paralyze you, causing you to freeze, make excuses, or avoid taking action altogether. The key to overcoming fear is understanding that fear is not the enemy. It's a natural part of growth. Fear doesn't mean that you're not ready. It means you're stepping into something new. Fear is simply a sign that you are on the edge of something significant. People who achieve their dreams don't let fear stop them. They use fear as fuel. They feel the fear, acknowledge it, and move forward anyway. Bold action doesn't just happen overnight. It's something that you have to practice consistently. It's easy to get stuck in planning, researching, and thinking about your dreams, but eventually, you need to make the decision to take action. The first step is often the hardest, but once you take that first step, the next one becomes easier, and then the next, until the momentum starts to build. Action breeds action. Each bold move you make will give you more confidence to take the next one. The more you invest in your dreams through consistent action, the more momentum you build, and the closer you get to turning those dreams into a reality. Another critical aspect of investing in your dreams is the willingness to adapt. The path to success is rarely linear. You may start in one direction, only to realize halfway through that your plan needs adjustment. The most successful people are not the ones who have it all figured out from the beginning. They are the ones who adapt when things don't go according to plan. They learn from their mistakes, adjust their strategies, and keep moving forward. When you invest in your dreams, you need to be flexible enough to recognize when things need to change and smart enough to make those changes when necessary. Being adaptable allows you to stay in the game long enough to eventually succeed. A huge part of investing in your dreams also involves discipline. You won't see immediate results from your efforts, and that's where discipline comes into play. Discipline is the ability to keep going even when things aren't working out as planned, even when you're not seeing the results you expected. It's the ability to wake up every day and continue to put in the work, even when it feels like you're getting nowhere. Discipline is about building consistency. It's about showing up, day after day, doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Successful people aren't necessarily the most talented, they're the most disciplined. They stay the course and keep putting in the work, even when it's hard. Another important part of investing in your dreams is finding the right people to support you. You can't do it alone. Surround yourself with individuals who believe in you, encourage you, and hold you accountable. Find mentors who have already achieved what you want to achieve. Learn from them, but also share your dreams with others who will support you. Having the right people in your life makes a huge difference in your success. You need to surround yourself with people who push you to be better, challenge you to think bigger, and help you keep going when the going gets tough. As you invest in your dreams, it's important to track your progress. Regularly reflect on how far you've come and acknowledge the work you've put in. This helps keep you motivated and reminds you that progress is being made, even when it feels slow. Tracking your progress gives you a sense of accomplishment and provides a reason to celebrate. It's easy to get discouraged when you're focused solely on the end goal, but when you stop and reflect on the journey so far, you realize that every step, no matter how small, is a victory. These victories build your confidence and fuel your desire to keep going. Ultimately, investing in your dreams is about believing that your future is worth the work. The 1% understand that their dreams are worth fighting for. They believe in their potential, even when no one else does. They put in the work, take the risks, and make the sacrifices, because they know that the rewards will be greater than anything they've ever imagined. They understand that dreams are not just fleeting wishes, they are real tangible things that can be brought to life with the right actions, the right mindset, and the right commitment. Investing in your dreams isn't just a one-time decision, it's a lifelong commitment to living up to your potential and achieving everything you were meant to achieve. The journey won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. The only question is, are you willing to take that bold action today? Number 5. Empower your life with discipline and honest work. Empowering your life begins with one of the most fundamental but often overlooked traits: discipline. The world around us offers countless distractions, temptations, and shortcuts. But those who empower their lives understand the critical role that discipline plays. It's the invisible force that drives us forward, even when it feels like every part of us wants to quit. Discipline isn't just about forcing yourself to do things. It's about building the strength to take control of your future and your actions. It's about creating a foundation that can carry you to heights that others only dream about. Discipline empowers you in a way that nothing else can. It's the key to unlocking your potential. It gives you the ability to remain focused, to keep your eyes on the bigger picture, and to make the necessary sacrifices for your long-term goals. But let's be clear, discipline isn't a natural gift. It's a skill that must be developed and honed over time. It's something you must work at every single day. Without discipline, your potential remains untapped. Buried beneath layers of procrastination, excuses, and uncertainty. Discipline is the difference between dreaming about success and achieving it. What makes discipline so powerful is its consistency. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have everything figured out from the start. What matters is your ability to show up day after day, doing the necessary work, even when it's tough. It's about building a habit of doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel in the moment. Success isn't a matter of big breakthroughs or massive leaps. It's the daily small actions that compound over time. It's the consistency of discipline that allows you to overcome setbacks, face challenges head on, and continue to push forward when others have long given up. But discipline alone isn't enough. If you truly want to empower your life, you must also pair discipline with honest work. Honest work means putting in the effort without shortcuts, without trying to cheat your way to success. It's about doing what's right, even when no one is watching. Honest work builds character. It ensures that what you accomplish has real substance behind it, and not just the appearance of success. When you engage in honest work, you align your actions with your values. This creates a sense of pride and integrity that fuels your drive, even on the toughest days. Too many people chase success without understanding that true achievement isn't just about the results. It's about the process. It's about how you show up every day, the work you put in, and the integrity you bring to everything you do. Successful people are not the ones who find shortcuts or cheat their way to the top. They are the ones who understand that there is no substitute for hard work, no substitute for showing up every day, doing the right thing, and being honest with themselves and with others. Honest work isn't glamorous, but it's the backbone of everything meaningful you will ever accomplish. One of the greatest mistakes people make is thinking that success happens overnight. The truth is, it doesn't. Success is built on a foundation of consistent effort, small victories, and relentless discipline. The path to success isn't always exciting. It's about making the right choices day after day, and trusting that those choices will eventually pay off. You don't need instant gratification. You need perseverance, patience, and a commitment to doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. People who empower their lives with discipline and honest work do not wait for things to happen. They make them happen. They understand that every small action counts. Every decision they make, no matter how small, brings them one step closer to the life they want to live. This mindset is what separates those who dream from those who actually achieve. You can't sit back and wait for success to come to you. You must go out and get it. This requires a level of discipline and honesty with yourself that most people aren't willing to give. But it's the people who go the extra mile, who show up even when they don't feel like it, who work hard even when it's tough, that are the ones who build extraordinary lives. There is no shortcut to success, no easy road to take. The road to success is paved with discipline and honesty. It's paved with hard work that no one may see, but that builds the character and resilience that will eventually carry you through. If you want to live a life of meaning and purpose, you must develop the discipline to do the work that others aren't willing to do. You must show up even when it's difficult, even when it feels like the world is pushing against you. Discipline is the key that opens the door to the life you want. Without it, you'll constantly find yourself stuck in the same place, wondering why things aren't changing. But don't confuse discipline with rigidity. Discipline is not about being harsh with yourself or forcing yourself into a rigid set of rules. It's about creating structure that works for you, that helps you build the life you want. It's about finding a rhythm that allows you to thrive. When you develop discipline, you learn how to prioritize your time and energy, how to say no to distractions, and how to focus on the things that truly matter. You create space for the work that will take you closer to your goals. And most importantly, You learn how to be honest with yourself along the way. You hold yourself accountable for your actions and choices. The beautiful thing about discipline and honest work is that they are within your control. Success isn't something that just happens to you. It's something you create. It's about taking responsibility for your life, taking ownership of your choices, and making the conscious decision to show up every single day. You're not waiting for someone else to make things happen for you. You're the one in charge. You're the one who decides how hard you work, how much effort you put in, and whether or not you stay committed to your vision. Discipline and honest work aren't just habits. They're choices that you make every day. As you continue to grow and develop discipline in your life, you will face challenges. There will be days when you feel exhausted, days when you want to quit, days when it feels like the work is just too much. But remember, it's in those moments that discipline shows its true power. It's when things get tough that discipline becomes your greatest asset. It's the moments of difficulty that shape your character, that prove to you just how much you're capable of. When you push through the hard times, when you keep working, even when it's tough, that's when you truly start to build the life you want. Honest work is equally as important as discipline. It's the engine that drives you forward. When you do honest work, you align your actions with your values. You don't cut corners, you don't make excuses, and you don't look for the easy way out. You put in the work because you know that the results are worth it. Honest work builds trust in yourself. It's about knowing that the work you're doing is meaningful, that it's moving you toward your goals, and that you're doing it the right way. In the end, it's the combination of discipline and honest work that empowers your life. It's the commitment to showing up day after day, putting in the necessary effort, and staying true to your values. When you live with discipline and honesty, you're not just building success, you're building a legacy. You're building a life of integrity, purpose, and fulfillment. Empowering your life requires you to take action, to trust the process, and to believe in the value of every step you take, no matter how small. Discipline and honest work are the keys that unlock everything you want in life. Now the question is, are you ready to empower your life with them? Number 6, challenge yourself every day to reach new heights. Every day you are presented with a new opportunity to challenge yourself. The difference between those who rise above the rest and those who remain stagnant is the willingness to push beyond comfort zones, to reach further, climb higher, and continually redefine what's possible. When you challenge yourself every day, you set a new standard for who you are and who you're capable of becoming. If you want to grow, if you want to transform your life, then you must step out of the ordinary and demand more of yourself every single day. This is the key to reaching new heights. And it all starts with your mindset. Challenges are not obstacles that block your path. They are opportunities that show you what you're made of. The mind is powerful, and it shapes your reality. If you choose to see every challenge as a stepping stone, a chance to grow, then you will start to welcome the discomfort that comes with stepping outside your comfort zone. Challenge, in its purest form, is an invitation to push your limits and to reach beyond what you thought was possible. It's easy to become complacent, to settle into the routine, to let the days pass by without stretching yourself. But if you want something extraordinary, you cannot afford to stay where you are. You must challenge yourself every day, no matter how small or big that challenge may seem. Think about it. The most successful individuals didn't get to where they are by playing it safe. They achieved their success because they took risks, faced adversity, and chose to challenge themselves consistently. They didn't wait for the perfect moment or the right circumstances. They made the choice to show up every single day, pushing past their limitations, asking more of themselves than anyone else would. You must do the same. Challenge yourself every single day, and you'll discover the untapped potential that lies within you. But this isn't about setting unrealistic goals or demanding perfection. It's about pushing yourself just enough to see growth. The most impactful challenges are often the ones that force you to stretch a little further than you've gone before. It's the decision to take on something that makes you uncomfortable, something that requires you to show up differently than you did yesterday. It could be something small, like reading a chapter of a book that challenges your thinking, or something big, like taking on a project that stretches your skill set. The point is not about the size of the challenge, but about the act of rising to meet it, of pushing past your limits, and expanding your horizons. Every day is a chance to go beyond your limits. If you want to reach new heights, it requires you to show up with intentionality. This is where consistency comes into play. Challenge yourself daily, and that commitment will compound. It's not about doing something heroic once in a while. It's about showing up every single day and taking deliberate actions toward your goals. This consistency is what will drive you forward. You will begin to build momentum, and over time, what once seemed impossible will become your new normal. The beauty of challenging yourself daily is that it keeps you engaged in your own personal growth. When you set these daily challenges, you create a feedback loop of progress and accomplishment. You wake up with purpose, knowing that you are actively working towards something meaningful. Every small victory builds confidence, and every setback teaches you a valuable lesson. It's all part of the process, but none of it happens if you don't challenge yourself to take action, to move forward even when it feels difficult, even when fear and doubt creep in. The more you challenge yourself, the more you grow. The more you grow, the more you realize just how much you are capable of. Growth is not a linear process. There will be times when you feel like you're not making progress. There will be times when you feel stuck, when it feels like the world is pushing back against you. But these moments are crucial. They are the moments when you need to challenge yourself the most. It's easy to move forward when things are going smoothly, but real growth happens when you encounter obstacles and choose to keep moving, when you choose to keep pushing, even when it's tough. If you are always comfortable, you are not growing. You need challenge. You need discomfort. You need to push yourself beyond what you thought was possible, to reach beyond your current abilities, to evolve into the person you are meant to be. Now let's be clear about something. Challenging yourself doesn't mean being hard on yourself. This is not about beating yourself up when things don't go perfectly. It's about setting realistic challenges and pushing yourself to meet them with discipline and perseverance. There is power in progress, not perfection. Each challenge is a step forward, even if that step is small. What matters is that you are consistently moving forward, growing and evolving into a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. When you take on a challenge, you create an opportunity to build confidence. It's through overcoming obstacles, no matter how big or small, that you realize just how capable you are. Confidence is built through action, through doing the things that scare you, through stepping into the unknown with courage. The more you challenge yourself, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. And that confidence will become a driving force in your life, propelling you to even greater heights. But let's be real for a moment. Challenges can be intimidating. The fear of failure often holds us back. The voice inside our heads that says, "What if I can't do it?" can be powerful. But what if you didn't listen to that voice? What if you pushed forward anyway, trusting that the challenge itself will lead to growth, even if you don't have all the answers right away? Every challenge you face is an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to discover what you're made of and to expand your potential. Instead of seeing challenges as barriers, view them as stepping stones to success. Embrace the discomfort, knowing that on the other side of it is a stronger, more capable version of yourself. You cannot grow if you don't challenge yourself. You cannot reach new heights if you don't stretch your limits, if you don't push through the resistance that comes with growth. Growth isn't easy, but it is absolutely worth it. The challenges you face today are the building blocks for the life you want to create. Whether it's your career, your health, or your personal relationships, the act of challenging yourself will push you to be better, to do better, and to continuously strive for more. The real secret to success is this: success comes from doing what others won't. It comes from showing up every day, even when it's hard, even when it feels like nothing is changing. Success is the sum of those small, consistent efforts. It's about taking on challenges, pushing yourself beyond what's comfortable, and trusting that all of it is leading you to new heights. Every time you challenge yourself, you build a stronger foundation for your future. You are the architect of your life, and the more challenges you face, the more resilient you become. As you begin to challenge yourself more, you'll notice a shift in your mindset. You'll stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start seeing them as opportunities to grow. You'll learn to embrace discomfort and use it as fuel to propel you forward. This shift in mindset is the key to unlocking your full potential. It's the difference between being stuck in a cycle of mediocrity and soaring to new heights. If you want more for your life, if you want to reach the next level, you must challenge yourself every day. This is not a temporary mindset. It's a lifestyle. It's a decision that you make every day to take action, to push your limits, and to rise above the challenges you face. You don't wait for the perfect moment. You don't wait for the conditions to be right. You create your own opportunities. You take bold action. You challenge yourself, not just once in a while, but every single day. And in doing so, you will see your life transform in ways you never imagined. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the willingness to challenge yourself. No one else can do this for you. The power is in your hands. So make the choice today. Choose to challenge yourself every day. Choose to push your limits. Choose to reach new heights. Your future self will thank you for it. Number 7. Transform your mindset with a strong daily focus. To truly transform your life, it all begins with a shift in mindset. Your mindset is the lens through which you view the world, and it determines the actions you take and the results you achieve. A strong daily focus is the cornerstone of this transformation. Focus is not just about directing your attention. It's about aligning your thoughts and actions toward a single, clear purpose every single day. When you cultivate a mindset that is consistently focused, you unlock your potential in ways you never imagined. You create a path for success that is intentional, powerful, and deeply rooted in the discipline of your daily habits. When you wake up in the morning, you have a choice. You can either go through the motions of the day, reacting to whatever comes your way, or you can approach the day with a focused mindset, fully aware of what you need to accomplish. A strong daily focus doesn't come from luck or random chance. It comes from a deliberate choice to focus on what truly matters. It's easy to get distracted by the noise of life, the messages on your phone, the demands of work, the constant stream of information. But if you allow these distractions to control your day, you are giving away your power. You are surrendering your ability to shape your own future. The power of a focused mindset is that it directs your energy, your time, and your efforts toward the things that matter most. It allows you to take control of your day instead of being controlled by it. This isn't about forcing yourself to focus every single moment of your life. Rather, it's about making the conscious decision to cut through the distractions and give your full attention to the tasks that will move you closer to your goals. Your goals don't have to be monumental to be meaningful. Whether you're working toward a career milestone, building better habits, or striving to improve your health, the process is the same. The key to success is focused, daily effort. The problem many people face is that they try to do too much at once. They start the day with a to-do list that is so long it's overwhelming. They jump from task to task, never fully committing to any one thing. They allow distractions to pull their attention in every direction, and before they know it, the day is over, and they haven't made any meaningful progress. This lack of focus leads to frustration, exhaustion, and a sense of being stuck. The solution to this is simple: daily focus. You don't need to accomplish everything at once. You need to focus on one thing at a time and make that one thing your priority for the day. One of the most powerful things you can do for your mindset is to start each day with a clear focus. Before your feet even hit the floor, decide what your priority is for the day. What is the one thing you must accomplish today that will move you closer to your bigger goals? When you begin your day with a clear purpose, you are setting the tone for success. You are making a commitment to yourself to focus on what truly matters. This simple practice will shift your entire mindset. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by everything you have to do, you will feel empowered because you are taking intentional action. In order to maintain this focus throughout the day, you must eliminate the distractions that derail your progress. This is easier said than done, but it's absolutely necessary. Distractions are the enemy of focus. Whether it's checking your phone every few minutes, engaging in pointless conversations, or letting your mind wander, distractions will steal your time and energy. To stay focused, you must create an environment that supports your goals. This means minimizing distractions and setting up systems that help you stay on track. Turn off notifications on your phone, close irrelevant tabs on your computer, and set boundaries with people who might interrupt your focus. Your time is precious, and if you allow distractions to take it from you, you're sacrificing your ability to move forward. Another key to transforming your mindset with daily focus is self-discipline. Focus requires you to consistently choose what is important over what is easy. It requires you to push through moments of doubt, frustration, and fatigue. This is where many people falter. They give up when the going gets tough. They lose focus when challenges arise. But true focus is about pushing through the discomfort and staying committed to the task at hand, even when it's hard. Every time you push through resistance, you build mental toughness. You build the kind of resilience that leads to success. Discipline is what allows you to stay focused on the long-term vision. When the short-term distractions try to pull you off course, as you develop a stronger daily focus, you'll begin to notice a shift in the way you approach your goals. You'll stop feeling scattered and overwhelmed, and instead, you'll feel energized and motivated. This is the power of a focused mindset. It allows you to direct your energy toward your goals in a way that is deliberate and effective. The key is consistency. You cannot expect to transform your mindset overnight. It takes time and effort. But if you commit to focusing on what matters every single day, the results will come. You will look back months from now and marvel at how far you've come, how much you've accomplished, and how much you've grown. The most successful people in the world are those who master the art of focus. They don't waste time on things that don't serve their goals. They don't get sidetracked by distractions. They wake up every morning with a clear vision of what they need to do, and they execute with precision. Focus is not about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about putting your energy and attention into the things that will move you forward and cutting out everything that is holding you back. It's about prioritizing your time and committing to doing what needs to be done, day in and day out. As you develop your daily focus, you will notice that it becomes easier to stay on track. You will begin to recognize when your attention is drifting, and you'll have the tools to bring it back to what's important. This is the true power of focus. It's not about being perfect. It's about staying committed to your goals and course correcting when you need to. With each small step, you are building momentum. Over time, this consistency compounds, and you will be amazed at how much you accomplish. It's also important to remember that focus is not just about work or achieving your professional goals. It applies to every area of your life. Whether you're focusing on your health, your relationships, or your personal development, the same principles apply. Every day is an opportunity to focus on what matters most. Your life is shaped by the choices you make, and your choices are driven by your ability to focus on the things that align with your values and vision. When you focus on your growth every day, you create a powerful feedback loop of success. You take action, you see progress, and that progress motivates you to continue. The more focused you are, the more you see the results of your efforts, and that fuels your drive to keep going. Focus breeds confidence. The more focused you are, the more confident you become in your ability to achieve your goals. And the more confident you are, the more focused you become. It's a cycle of growth that keeps propelling you forward. Remember, your mindset is everything. If you want to transform your life, you must start with your thoughts. The way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act determines the results you get. A strong daily focus creates a clear path toward your goals. It allows you to cut through the noise, eliminate distractions, and direct your energy toward what really matters. When you commit to focusing on your growth every day, you unlock your potential. You become unstoppable. And when you focus on your dreams with unshakable determination, you will achieve them, one day at a time. Number 8, conquer your fears by taking immediate, practical steps. You must first acknowledge that fear is a natural part of being human. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a part of our instinctive survival mechanism. But it's important to understand that while fear is natural, it doesn't have to control you. Fear often feels paralyzing. But if you don't face it and take action, it will continue to dictate your life. The truth is, fear has only the power you allow it to have. The moment you take action, no matter how small, you begin to shift the balance of power from fear to courage. Most people want to avoid fear, but they forget that fear is the very thing that holds them back from achieving their greatest potential. The longer you avoid it, the larger it grows in your mind. It starts to feel overwhelming, and before long it can feel impossible to move forward. But here's the key. Fear only remains powerful when you give it power. The longer you procrastinate, the more your fear becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You tell yourself you can't do it, and then you don't. But once you take that first step toward what you're afraid of, you realize that it wasn't nearly as scary as you made it out to be. One of the most powerful ways to conquer fear is by taking immediate, practical steps toward the very thing that scares you. When you take action, you rob fear of its power. You shift the dynamic. You take control of your life. You may not feel ready, and that's okay. The point is, you'll never feel completely ready. The fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, the fear of judgment, they will always be there. But that doesn't mean you have to wait for the fear to go away before you take action. In fact, the more you wait, the stronger the fear becomes. So take action now. Start small, but start. Every step you take is a victory. The first step toward conquering your fears is to understand them. What are you afraid of, and why? Fear often stems from the unknown, from things we don't fully understand. The more you educate yourself about what you're afraid of, the less intimidating it becomes. When you break things down and approach them logically, they lose their grip on your emotions. Ask yourself, what is the worst thing that could happen? Often we imagine the worst-case scenarios in our heads, but when we bring them into the light of day, we realize they are nowhere near as frightening as we thought. By facing the fear head-on and breaking it down, you reduce its power over you. But understanding fear isn't enough. You must act. You can't wait for the fear to go away on its own, and you certainly can't let it paralyze you. Action is the antidote to fear. If you're afraid of public speaking, take every opportunity to speak in front of people, no matter how small the audience. If you're afraid of failure, embrace failure as a part of the process. It's not about being perfect. It's about moving forward. You have to take steps, and those steps must be immediate. Each step you take pushes the fear further into the background. It no longer has the same hold on you because you've chosen to move past it. When you take immediate action, it builds momentum. Fear thrives in stillness. It becomes stronger the longer you avoid it. But once you take that first step, you break the cycle of procrastination and self-doubt. You begin to see that your fear is not as powerful as you once thought. Each action you take is a reminder that you are in control, that you have the power to face your fears and move beyond them. This momentum is crucial because the more you push through, the less intimidating the challenge becomes. Over time, you'll find that fear no longer holds the same grip on you. But immediate action doesn't just mean jumping into the deep end without thinking. It means taking the first practical step, no matter how small, toward overcoming your fear. Maybe you don't feel ready to take on a huge challenge, but you can take a small step that leads you in the right direction. For example, if you're afraid of starting a new project, the first step might be doing some research or creating an outline. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be big. What matters is that you take action. Each small step adds up, and before you know it, you'll have made significant progress. It's important to remember that fear often comes with a sense of uncertainty. We fear what we don't know, but when we take immediate steps, we gain clarity. We begin to see the path forward, and as we continue to take action, the fear begins to shrink. The unknown becomes more familiar, and we realize that we are capable of handling whatever comes our way. The more you take practical steps, the more your confidence grows, and the less the fear will hold you back. One of the greatest things you can do for yourself is to stop waiting for the fear to go away. The fear will never fully disappear. It's not about getting rid of it. It's about learning how to move forward despite it. Fear is a part of life, but it doesn't have to control your life. The key to conquering fear is to take immediate practical steps toward what you're afraid of. By doing this, you rob fear of its power. You stop letting it dictate your decisions. You make the choice to act, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's scary. When you make the decision to face your fears, you open up a world of possibilities. The things that once seemed impossible now feel within reach. Each time you push past a fear, you grow stronger. Your confidence increases. You begin to see yourself as someone who is capable of overcoming challenges. You stop defining yourself by your fears and start defining yourself by your actions. Every fear you face and overcome is a victory. It's not about being fearless. It's about taking action despite fear. The process of conquering fear is ongoing. Each time you face a new fear, you build resilience and inner strength. The more you practice taking immediate steps toward what scares you, the more your mindset shifts. You start to see challenges as opportunities, and fear no longer has the same grip on you. You become someone who takes control, someone who doesn't let fear stop them from moving forward. Remember, the greatest risk is not taking any action at all. Fear will always be there, but it doesn't have to stop you. You have the power to face it head on and take practical steps toward your goals. The more you act, the more you will see that fear is just a feeling. It has no real power over you unless you give it power. Take that first step, then take the next one. Keep moving forward, and with each step, you'll realize that you are stronger than you ever imagined. You are capable of conquering your fears and achieving greatness. You just have to decide to act. Number 9, strengthen your resolve by building consistent good routines. It requires something deeper, something that is consistent and unwavering, building strong routines. Routines are not just about checking off tasks or keeping busy. They are about creating a structure for your day that reflects your true values, ambitions, and the person you are working to become. It is this consistency, this commitment to showing up every day, that builds the foundation for a life of success and fulfillment. Without it, even the best intentions can fall short. Imagine the life you want to lead. Now ask yourself, what actions would you need to take every day to make that life a reality? The power of routines is that they force you to make those actions non-negotiable. They transform your goals into habits, and habits, over time, create results. The key to strengthening your resolve lies in the small daily actions you choose to make a part of your routine. It's not the big grand gestures that change your life. It's the little things that you consistently do, day in and day out. One of the most critical aspects of building a solid routine is setting up your day with intention. How you begin your day matters. The first few hours are the foundation upon which the rest of your day is built. If you start your day with purpose and focus, it's much easier to continue on that path throughout the day. Think about it. If you begin the day by prioritizing what's most important to you, you set yourself up to stay on track. And this doesn't just apply to work. It applies to every area of your life, from health to relationships to personal growth. Every aspect of your life benefits when you create a morning routine that reinforces your highest priorities. The morning sets the tone for the day. It is a powerful part of your routine because it gives you control over how the rest of your day unfolds. A strong morning routine doesn't need to be complex. It can be as simple as setting aside time for exercise, reading, journaling, or simply taking a few minutes of quiet reflection. It's about creating moments that align with your values and goals. The best part is that this doesn't require willpower. When you build a routine, these actions become automatic. You don't need to convince yourself to take action because the routine takes care of it for you. It's no longer a choice between doing something and not doing it. It's just what you do. But it's not enough to build a strong morning routine. You must also pay attention to the habits that follow throughout the day. Consistency in your actions is what will differentiate the successful from the unsuccessful. People often talk about their big goals, their dreams, but it's the everyday habits that make or break them. What do you do when no one is watching? What do you do when there are no deadlines or pressure? Your routines are the reflection of your true character. They are a direct line to your resolve. Your habits determine whether you are someone who achieves or someone who just talks about achieving. Strengthening your resolve through routines doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, it takes patience, and it takes a commitment to keep showing up even when it feels difficult or uncomfortable. In the beginning, it might seem like you're not making any progress. But remember, progress doesn't always show up in obvious ways. Sometimes it's the subtle shifts in your mindset, the small victories, and the quiet moments of consistency that add up to major changes over time. The more you commit to your routines, the stronger your resolve becomes. It's not about perfection, it's about persistence. The power of routines lies in their ability to create momentum. In the beginning, starting something new may feel like a challenge. You may struggle to find the energy or motivation to keep going. But once you push through the initial resistance, you start to gain momentum. Your body and mind adapt to the new rhythm, and before long it becomes second nature. What once felt difficult is now a part of your everyday life. And as you continue to show up every day, you start to see the results. These results, however small they may seem at first, compound over time. The person you are becoming, the person who sticks to their routines no matter what, is the person who sees the greatest rewards. One important thing to remember when strengthening your resolve through routines is that life will never be perfect. There will always be obstacles, distractions, and setbacks. But what sets successful people apart is their ability to keep moving forward despite these challenges. Having a strong routine helps you do that. It provides structure when things feel chaotic. It keeps you grounded when the world feels unpredictable. It's your anchor. When you commit to your routines, you give yourself something you can rely on, something that will keep you on track, even when everything else feels like it's falling apart. This consistency is what builds not only success, but resilience. The key to consistency is also in flexibility. While routines are meant to be reliable, it's important to recognize that life is dynamic, and things won't always go according to plan. Being flexible with your routines allows you to adjust and adapt to changing circumstances without losing sight of your long-term goals. If something comes up and your schedule gets thrown off, don't give up on your routine altogether. Instead, find a way to adapt. Maybe you need to shift the time you work out or adjust the order in which you complete your tasks. Flexibility is important because it prevents you from feeling discouraged when things don't go as expected. The true strength of your resolve comes from your ability to keep going, even when the road is bumpy. Consistency is the foundation of success, but so is self-compassion. Routines are meant to build you up, not break you down. If you slip up or miss a day, don't beat yourself up. The strength of your resolve lies in your ability to get back up and keep going. No matter how many times you fall, remember it's the small actions that build up over time. A single missed workout or a forgotten task doesn't undo all the hard work you've put in. It's the total sum of your actions over time that counts. And as long as you keep showing up and doing the work, you are building something incredibly powerful. Your routines are a direct reflection of your commitment to yourself and your goals. They are a physical manifestation of your resolve. Every time you show up to do the work, you reinforce your dedication. You build trust with yourself. When you set a goal and then create a routine to achieve it, you are aligning your actions with your ambitions. This alignment is what creates results. It's not just about what you do, it's about who you are becoming in the process. Your routines shape your identity. They tell you and the world around you that you are someone who follows through, someone who can be trusted to take action. In the end, strengthening your resolve through routines isn't just about achieving your goals. It's about creating a life that is aligned with your highest values. It's about showing up every day with purpose and dedication to build the life you've always dreamed of. Your routines don't just lead to success, they build the character and resilience necessary to handle everything that comes with it. They give you the strength to push through obstacles, the discipline to stay on track, and the resolve to never give up on your dreams. The most powerful people in the world didn't become who they are by relying on luck or moments of inspiration. They became who they are because they consistently showed up day after day and did the work. They built strong routines that reflected their deepest values, and they stuck to them no matter what. The same can be true for you. You have the power to strengthen your resolve and build a life of success and fulfillment. It all starts with your daily habits. So commit to your routines, stay consistent, and trust that every small action is taking you one step closer to your dreams. Number 10, achieve your potential by rising above everyday challenges. Life is filled with challenges, obstacles that seem impossible to overcome. But here's the truth. Those challenges are not roadblocks. They are opportunities. The power to reach your true potential lies not in avoiding these challenges, but in learning how to rise above them. It's not the easy days or the smooth paths that shape who we are. It's the tough moments, the struggles, the setbacks that test our character and reveal our true strength. The difference between those who achieve their potential and those who fall short is their ability to rise above these everyday challenges. Rising above life's challenges requires an understanding that every obstacle is an invitation to grow. When challenges arise, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, to think that the world is against us. But what if these moments are precisely the ones we need to evolve? It's in the face of adversity that we have the chance to tap into strengths we didn't know we had. Every challenge pushes us toward growth, urging us to find new ways of thinking, new solutions, new behaviors that take us closer to our potential. But how do you rise above the inevitable difficulties that come your way? It starts with shifting your mindset. Most people view challenges as setbacks or failures. They see them as things that pull them back, that slow down their progress. But in reality, challenges are the catalysts for personal growth. They push us to become better versions of ourselves. You can either let these challenges define you in a negative way, or you can choose to rise above them, using them as stepping stones toward your greatness. The choice is yours. When you encounter obstacles, it's easy to feel defeated, to wonder if it's all worth it. But the truth is, every person who has achieved greatness has faced hardship. Every successful individual has had to confront challenges that tested their resolve. The difference lies in how they responded to those challenges. The most successful people didn't give up when things got tough. They didn't run away from difficulties. They embraced them, faced them head on, and used them as fuel to propel themselves forward. It's also important to remember that challenges are not always external. Sometimes the greatest challenge we face is within ourselves. The self-doubt, the fear, the lack of confidence. These internal struggles can be just as limiting as any external challenge. But rising above these internal challenges is just as crucial to reaching your potential. The mind is a powerful thing, and what you believe about yourself has a direct impact on what you are capable of. If you tell yourself that you're not good enough, or that you can't do something, you will unconsciously limit your potential. However, if you shift your mindset, if you decide that you are capable of overcoming whatever comes your way, you open up a world of possibilities. One of the most effective ways to rise above challenges is through resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to keep going even when things don't go according to plan. Life is unpredictable, and things will not always go your way. But it's not the setbacks themselves that determine your success. It's how you respond to them. Resilience is built by choosing to continue moving forward, no matter how difficult the path may be. It's about getting up, brushing yourself off, and keeping going, no matter how many times you fall. Resilience doesn't mean you won't experience pain or disappointment. It means that you have the strength to keep going despite those feelings. It means that you don't let failure define you. Instead, you learn from it, adapt, and use it as motivation to keep moving forward. The most successful people aren't the ones who never experience failure. They are the ones who learn how to rise above it. Another essential aspect of rising above challenges is the ability to stay focused. In the midst of difficulty, it's easy to get distracted by negative thoughts, to get consumed by the fear of failure or the overwhelming nature of the situation. But staying focused on your goal, on the bigger picture, helps you rise above the immediate challenges in front of you. When you focus on what you want to achieve and keep your eyes on that vision, the challenges become just temporary hurdles. They no longer seem as insurmountable. The ability to focus gives you the clarity and strength to push through obstacles with determination and purpose. But it's not enough to simply focus on your goals. You must also take consistent action. It's one thing to have a vision, but it's another thing entirely to make that vision a reality. Taking consistent action, even when faced with challenges, is the key to progress. It's the small daily steps that add up over time, creating momentum and moving you closer to your potential. Action is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's important to remember that rising above challenges doesn't mean you have to do everything alone. In fact, reaching out for help when needed is a sign of strength, not weakness. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who encourage you, and who support your journey. Whether it's a mentor, a coach, or a supportive friend, having a solid support system can help you overcome obstacles more effectively. Don't be afraid to ask for help or seek guidance when you need it. We all need support at different points in our lives, and seeking help can make all the difference when you're facing tough times. Rising above challenges also requires patience. Many people give up too soon, because they expect immediate results. They want to see progress right away. And when they don't, they become discouraged. But growth takes time. The most significant changes often happen in the background, unseen by others, until one day you look back and realize how far you've come. Stay patient and trust the process. Understand that the challenges you face are part of that process, and they are helping you grow in ways you can't always see in the moment. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to become stronger. Every setback is a chance to learn and adapt. Instead of viewing challenges as obstacles, start seeing them as the stepping stones to your success. When you choose to rise above them, you are building the mental and emotional muscles you need to reach your highest potential. When you rise above challenges, you not only achieve your potential, you also inspire others to do the same. Your ability to persevere in the face of adversity sets an example for those around you. It shows them that it's possible to overcome obstacles and reach for their dreams, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. Your strength, resilience, and determination serve as a beacon of hope for others who may be struggling with their own challenges. The path to greatness is not an easy one. It's filled with obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But the ability to rise above these challenges is what separates those who achieve their potential from those who don't. It's not the obstacles themselves that define your success. It's your response to them. When you choose to rise above, to learn from your challenges, and to keep moving forward with focus and determination, you unlock your true potential. Keep rising, keep pushing, and remember that every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more capable of achieving your dreams.